Hello, Karen, and welcome to our very first YouTube podcast. We
Oh
are
God.
we are live and recording, not live, but people can
Oh
see
my
us.
gosh. People can see us. Oh my God, Katie, until you said that, I totally forgot we were recording this. Like, oh no, my bun is sideways. This is real life.
You look
Oh,
amazing, and this is amazing. And also, my computer, I think, is glitchy, and that's okay because
oh,
we're here for it. We're totally here.
we are here for it. And I should also say it is wonderful to see you as always. Happy mid fucking November to you.
Happy mid fucking November. It's wonderful to see you as well, Karen. It is November 13th. Wow, wow, wow. Only a couple weeks out from Thanksgiving. What? But yeah, this is exciting. It's weird. Like every time we record, I am seeing you and that is not weird, but the fact that other people are going to be seeing us, it makes me think I should be doing something with my hands differently. I don't know. Like I'm just like should I be more animated? I don't know.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll get a ton of views on this and people will be like, holy shit, here they are. Welcome,
Finally.
YouTube viewers. We love you and we're so grateful that you are tuning in. Tell your friends, please.
Welcome. And if you're new here, welcome back. If you're a fan of the channel.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
This is going to be one hot channel very soon. So subscribe and like and comment, please.
My God, I don't even want to tell you how many likes the Rebellious Magazine for Women YouTube channel has. Like, yeah. Anyway.
I'm one of those likes, Karen. I am.
Oh, thank you. So am I. All right,
Yes.
friends. If you usually listen to this on Spotify, please continue and also consider subscribing to the Rebellious Magazine YouTube channel, where all of our episodes are actually uploaded as just audio files. So if you want to have us playing in the background, that is the thing you could do, or you could watch our lovely faces starting with this episode.
Totally. If you usually listen to this episode while you're walking your dog or making your breakfast or whatever, consider instead eating your cereal and then propping up your phone and watching our beautiful faces while you eat your Cheerios. Captain Crunch, Lucky Charms, whatever your thing is. Do people eat cereal anymore? No offense to anyone who says yes.
Apple Jacks.
Yes.
I think people do still eat cereal, right?
I guess they must. I mean, the cereal industry still, I would imagine, going pretty strong. I don't know the last time I ate cereal. Did you eat cereal as a kid?
No, in fact, I could not eat breakfast. I just could not stomach food first thing in the morning. So it was always a thing. But what the cereal thing made me think of is Battle Creek, Michigan.
Oh yeah, General Foods or I was gonna say
General
General
Mills
Motors, General Mills. Yes, yes.
and Kellogg.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Kellogg's. I don't know if there's an
Mm-hmm.
apostrophe. Yeah, just I mean I've never been there, but I just have always heard I have friends who had projects there and it just smells like cereal all the
Yeah,
time.
it's like the epicenter of cereal. So true. Maybe that's why I ate so much cereal as a kid because I think I was only a few hours away from Battle Creek, Michigan. That makes a lot of sense. I was allowed to eat cereal. I was a big Cheerios person. And then Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which basically is just straight sugar. I mean, there is
Oh,
nothing, it's truly just like you can actually see the sugar on it. And so, yeah, it's really
yes.
good. It's so fucking good.
Oh my God. As an adult, when I would start to eat cereal, it was Cracklin Oat Bran for me, which is like
Ooh,
sugar covered pieces of oats.
yes. I remember the commercials. That's a beautiful cereal. At least the food photography in the commercials was beautiful. Ooh, okay, well, here we are. And I'm nervous. I don't know why. I just feel
Because people are looking at us potentially if we upload this. We also don't have to.
we don't, but also do it before you're ready. So here we are. I'm
Oh,
fine
God.
uploading. I tried to be a little bit more presentable. I'm not wearing a hat today. But yeah, I think we both look ravishing. And so, yes, exactly. So, okay, this topic though is
Mm.
brilliant. Thank you, Karen. Please take it away.
Oh my gosh. I wish I could take credit for this. As you all know, I'm always inspired by my brilliant coworkers. And I had a meeting with someone yesterday who asked like a question I'd never been asked this particular way before. and I'm stealing this phrasing from her. So if she ever trademarks it, you'll know. Um, she was like, "What are your anger vents?" And I was like, "What's an anger vent? I think I want one." And the way she explained it is like, how do you vent your anger in a productive way so that you're not just holding onto it and letting it eat you from the inside out slowly?
Yes. Thank you to your coworker. This is such a brilliant question. I love this so much. The first thing I think of is a fish that has like
Oh,
gills. I don't know why. Like that's like because they look like vents. But then I think of air conditioning units in my car. I don't know. But like I just feel like this is such a good idea to like talk about because it's also good to identify if you don't have an anger vent. And if you don't feel very good after being angry, it might be because you're not letting out the steam like a tea kettle and you're just blowing it.
exactly. And like this idea that like we just are socialized, of course, as we've talked about a million times, to push it down and it
Yes.
comes out sideways and we make ourselves sick. And yeah, so the examples she had were like venting to another person,
Yeah.
writing, going for a walk. I don't even remember the other things she said, but like basically like getting it out of your body and off your spirit, this anger that you have.
Yes. I love this. This also coincides with a lot of work that I'm trying to do
Mm.
personally around like dysregulation in my nervous system and how to regulate my
Ooh.
nervous system. And so like sometimes I will feel really triggered by something and it's not exactly the same as having anger because anger feels much more like topical and like nervous system stuff is a lot sometimes at least for me deeper, but like I think not in like a good or bad way, but I think in terms of for me, I do find that like one anger event for me is getting into water, honestly. Like if
Ooh.
I can like take a shower or take a bath or if I'm even close enough to like a pool to like jump in whatever. It's like it's rare to for me to think of that. Like, oh, I'm super pissed at this person. I want to take a bath, you know? Like that's not usually number 1, but it actually does like change like I don't know if I want to say cellular structure, but it does actually calm my nervous system. So I guess I'm just trying to mix those two. But like yeah, I mean, I think talking to people about it, I think the issue sometimes with me when I vent to people though is it has to be the right person to vent to.
Mm.
And I also have to be the right person for someone else to vent to. And a lot of that has to come back to consent of like, are you available for this and that kind of thing. Um, so that doesn't always actually feel like a vent. Sometimes that's like a piling on for me.
Yes, I totally hear that. It does have to be the right person and you have to be in the right headspace to process it.
Totally.
Yes. Ooh, I love the water. I love any, like, I feel like bringing yourself back into your body, I feel like is counterintuitive because it's just like, no, my body's where the anger is. But really, you can't process it unless you're present in your body.
Yes, completely. It's not just a mental thing. Like
Yeah.
your mind can't just like always rationalize every fucking thing that you deal with. Like that's not like your body is attached. We forget.
Yes, exactly. So I feel like I have recently like been trying to do stretches during the day. Like whenever I lead meetings at work, I always start off with stretches, but I've been trying to like do them myself more. And I feel like the last time I got like really super pissed at work, like I made myself get up and like pace around, and the cats thought I was crazy, but I was like stretching and just also trying to release because I feel like I hold tension and anger here. And if
Yes.
you're on YouTube, you can see me like my shoulders, like I just feel like I get crunched and it's just such a visceral thing. And I feel like trying to counteract that has been really helpful.
Yes. I love that like walking around and like do you
Yeah.
find like do you feel the anger like melting away or at least lessening when you do move your body?
I mean, sometimes I feel like I just turn into like a tornado. Like I'm just walking around, just like getting really mad. Right.
Yes.
But like, and talking to myself out loud, literally at the same time, pacing around, like just ranting to myself. But it does actually really help because I'm processing out loud.
Yes. I mean, I think that's amazing. I'm sure that Haya and Hala are just like, get it out, mom. Get it out. Hell yeah. Like, I mean, That's incredible. I also love the idea of movement. Like I have read about like how shaking can be very, very helpful. Like if you think of like a dog and how it shakes after it gets scared, like that's a normal response for a dog. It's like no big deal. Like, and by shaking, it's like it looks like they're like trying to get water off of their fur, but like you can just shake. Like I recommend people do that. Like it's like jump up and down, shake your arms, shake your legs, like just like move your head around. Like I'm doing this live, people. Like get on our YouTube channel. You're missing it. but like but you're just like like jumping up and it does do something. I mean, of course, if the charge is there, like it can, I think it dissipates it a little bit, but I'm not saying this is like to not deal with your anger, but it does help to not feel like a cement block, like you're stuck.
Yes. There's there is some science, yes, to the shaking. Like even shaking your hands and shaking your feet, there's something to that.
Yes.
And um the dogs shake, and it's also like there is also something healing about like the vibrations too. Like one reason that people think that cats only purr when they're happy, but it's also a healing mechanism. Like
Ooh.
that generating that sound. Yeah. I had somebody at the vet once explain to me that it's kind of like rocking back and forth to soothe yourself. It's like that's the cat version of it. And okay, this will sound crazy, but we always sound crazy. I YouTube, the algorithm fed me this like some kind of chakra balancing tones thing.
Ooh.
Like for a while when I couldn't sleep, I was listening to sound bowls. Like there's multiple channels, but one I really liked, like a guy just playing these sound bowls, right?
Yeah.
And it was a similar idea. I think it might have even been sound bowls. It was some chakra something. And Katie, I shit you not, after listening to it for like a minute, the solution to a problem I was having popped into my head.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Karen, that's amazing.
Yeah. This
Do you
answer just like appeared.
do you feel like it was because you were able to calm the anger or calm the voices, or like, I mean, it sounds like you got into a meditative state listening to those sound bowls.
Yes. I think that's it. I would love maybe and add this to the list for NMLB. There is definitely science to sound bowls and tones and frequencies, and our bodies respond to it in a way that like some people are like very attuned to and very smart about. I would love to have somebody on to talk about that.
I would love that so much. I think the concept of sound is endlessly fascinating. I really, really do. Like, I wonder, like, have you ever been in a situation where someone's voice hurts your soul? Like, seriously, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm really not. But like, you just are like, I can't be around this person. Their voice grates my soul. Like, have you ever had that?
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm not trying to be mean about a person's voice. I'm just saying a sound. Like that sound doesn't work for me. And like for other people, it might be okay. But like then I've been around people and noises that are like very calming and like music that is very calming. And it's very, very interesting how much sound is important and yet how little we talk about it.
Absolutely. We just take it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's why I initially had a really hard time meditating.
Oh.
It's because I couldn't find a voice that I liked. Like if I did not like the person's voice, it was over for me. Which is why Tamara Levitt, sponsor us Calm, is so magical. Like I love her voice, and I feel like she has like a universally calming, appealing voice.
I totally agree. And I'm so glad you brought that up because, like, she is universally appealing. I will say, at least to us, because I do have a few friends that are like, I only listen to Insight Timer and this one person because it's amazing and Tamara Levitt doesn't work for me. Great. Like, everyone find their own thing. I did actually try an Insight Timer meditation this week. I tried three different ones and none of them were working. One of them, I got halfway through a 15-minute meditation. I'm like, I can't do this. And I went back to Tamara. It's because of the sound. Like it's so calming and it's almost like a Pavlovian response now because I've listened to it so much that my body
Ooh.
just like goes into this calmer state. I mean, that's another thing with in terms of anger events, meditation. Like I mean, it
Mm,
doesn't always cure the anger, but it definitely at least can like reset you in a way.
yes, absolutely. Well, there's that 90-second reset. I know I mentioned it a million years ago. That
Oh,
Calm has like this 90-second reset. The idea being that if you can distract yourself for 90 seconds, you can disrupt the spiral that we all do. Like when you're mad about something, you just like run this rut in your brain of like getting madder and madder.
yes. Yes.
Mm.
Totally. I love that idea of a reset and also like the disruption in your brain because I think it's hard sometimes to remember podcasts like this one that are so helpful that like explain like the idea of an anger vent. It's just fascinating to me that like they're like it's fascinating to me if you can catch yourself. It's not always easy
Mm.
to catch yourself. If you're really pissed off and you're really triggered, it's sometimes hard to be like, you know what I need to do is listen to a sound bowl on YouTube. Like you don't always think of that. I will say this is a nod to Tyler. So earlier this week, we have been having this issue with our dining chairs. Our dining like table has all these chairs that like some of them were kind of they were just super uncomfortable and we had them for like 8 or 9 years. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to TJ Maxx. Go to TJ Maxx. I buy these chairs that are not actually dining chairs, but they're way too short. But I was like, they're cute. Why not? I buy them and like it's like our
Oh.
chin is at the level of the the table. They don't work. So then I put them back in the car. I know this is getting to the anger part, trust me. But anyway, so I put them back in the car and I put them in the car and I forget to take them to TJ Maxx with the receipt. So I was like, okay, I'll just take it tomorrow. No big deal. This all happened about a day ago. Tyler is on his way to TJ Maxx. Like he like leaves our house and he knows that the chairs are in the back and yet like he basically what happens is I like he turns around to back up out of our driveway and he swings his face around and his eye connects with one of the legs really hard with one of the legs of the chair. Yes, like
No.
right at his shoulder.
Oh.
And he comes inside and he is level 10. He is level 10 fuming. Not at me, just like angry that that happened. It was like scared the crap out of him. Like it was just like this violent thing that like was so
Mm.
fast. Like he just and he just and but what was so interesting is like he was like I'm really angry right now. I'm not hurt. I need to just go upstairs and he went upstairs and he calmed himself down. I don't know if he listened to a meditation. I don't know what he did, but I just sat in the living room and I was just like well, this is interesting to observe. Like I have nothing to do with this. Like I mean, I put the chairs in there and I did have this moment of like, should I be apologizing for something I didn't actually do even though the chairs wouldn't be there if it weren't for me? And I was like, no. And then there was this voice in my head that's like, don't do it, Katie. Don't apologize. Like be empathetic, but it's not your fault. Like that's apologizing is usually my default. Anyway, the point is he came downstairs and he was really struggling. He was just like I was like, "Are you okay? Like is your eye okay?" And he was like, "Yes, my eye is okay." And I was like, are you all right? And he's like, yes. He's like, also, he's like, I'm not going to go to Trader Joe's tonight. And I was like, okay, no problem. Like, do you have enough food for dinner? I do. Like, it's fine. And what was so incredible to me was that he was like, you know, I just needed to extricate myself from that situation and I needed to lay down on our bed and I needed to take deep breaths. And because if I hadn't had done that, if I had just continued to back up, he's like, someone would have cut me off. I would have gotten so angry. And it was like, I was so impressed by him, Karen. I mean, I still am because it's like he took himself out of that supercharged situation and his anger vent was to come inside and lay down alone, close the door to our bedroom, and I just let him have his space. But like the alternative, like the spiraling would have got because then he would have gotten to Trader Joe's. It was 5 p.m. on a Tuesday. It would have been super fucking busy. Like he would have just been annoyed with the people in the, checkout counter or the, like soup aisle, whatever. It's like he didn't do any of that. And so like he ended up just like he used an anger vent. Who knew?
Yes. Well, I mean, this is some masterclass shit. And I just want to finish the Trader Joe's thing by when the Trader Joe's cashier was trying to chat him up about what he bought, he would have snapped them. It just would have been a whole thing.
He really would. It would not have been good. Dale
Like,
would have had a bad
oh
night.
man, shut it, Dale. Like, I feel like he also really he put himself in timeout.
No, oh no, no, legit. And that's such a good way of saying it. For real. That's actually like physically, like literally, he put himself in timeout. Yes.
He put himself in timeout. And what's fascinating about it is I feel like my conversation with my I'm gonna have to send her this episode. My brilliant coworker was like, how young are anger responses?
Mm-hmm.
Like that it is rooted a lot in childhood and not having unresolved childhood anger, or as a child not being able to express anger. And so I feel like getting dysregulated takes us to this very young place. And I feel like Tyler being able to be like, you know what? We're going to go in timeout.
I'm a 42-year-old man in timeout. And it's yes. Okay, what you just said is so brilliant, Karen, in terms of that we go back to the place in our childhood. That is so real. It's like it's so interesting to me because it also makes me wonder. Like I have some friends who are really, really good at expressing their anger and then getting over it and genuinely getting over it. And like I know we've talked about how, at least for me, like if I'm really, really angry, I live there. It takes me hours, if not days. And I think it just makes me wonder if potentially they had some modeling for like anger being an allowed emotion, or being able to work through their anger publicly with their family or friends or whatever it is. And it's just like when I see that, I'm like, oh, that's a thing. Like you can do that. Like you can actually switch gears like any other emotion. I know we talked about this, but it's just like that's
Yes.
revelatory to me. It truly is.
Oh my God. Same. Or people who are watching an interaction with people with their kids who were like, you know, a kid's having a tantrum, a kid's really upset, and the parent is able to do the like, man, that really sucks. I can't believe that kid took your toy. That's really upsetting, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, I'm fine now. Right? Like the
Yes.
validation, just the like being seen and having a witness, and the validation of like, yeah, that really sucks. I can understand why you're angry about that. Like, yeah, man. And then you're good.
Right. You're good. It totally diffuses it. Versus like, no, it's fine. They probably didn't mean it. Oh, I'm gonna yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ooh. Oof.
Oof. Yeah, exactly. Chills. That's but it's so interesting, like going back to what you said about like you going back to your childhood self, because that is a thing. Like that is, I have seen so many adults who get irate, and I'm talking like scary irate in term, and it's like, wait, this doesn't actually match the situation. And it's
Yeah.
like, and I'm not trying to shame them in any way, truly, but like it's also like, oh wait, what isn't, I mean, now I'm just like psychoanalyzing society, but like it's just like what isn't healed in you that, yeah.
Yes.
I mean myself too. I'm not immune to this in any way.
Same. I mean, I used to be a door slammer. Like
Yeah.
as an adult, would have like full on like temper tantrums when I got really upset. And I really have had to do a lot of work to like, okay, let's be an adult. Like it's okay to be angry. Let's be an adult about it.
That's so hard though,
Mm.
because slamming a door is pretty satisfying. Like that's, but not, but then it doesn't work after that. Like I
Sorry, I'm laughing because I'm in a really old house and you slam the doors and they're like, like I
it
they
doesn't
don't
have,
really
it has
move.
rusty hinges. And so it's like, oh, that's a nice calm closing of a door. Yes. I mean, I'll be honest, Karen, there are definitely things that I do in my mind that I don't do in public or ever.
Mm.
And that is like throwing a glass against the wall. Like I definitely have envisioned myself doing that. I have also envisioned myself saying things that are in my head that if they came out of my mouth, they would change my life. It's in a very bad way. And so like I have to also figure out how do I deal with that, because it's like still emotions that are trapped inside. It's like venting it out. I don't know. This is like a lifelong journey.
1,000%. And we're working on it. I mean, there are people who never work on anger, who
Yeah.
never figure out a lot of these things. So at least we're walking slash stomping down the path.
Yes, exactly. Internally throwing glass at the wall. Yes. I will say
Oh,
though that like dancing does help. It really, really does. Like
ooh.
dancing helps me, and it also like singing sometimes like it's hard to be angry if you're singing and or dancing. There's like something with the movement, something with like the yeah, the sound.
I like that. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, like if you just dance it out, you could dance it out to like Rage Against the Machine or something. It doesn't have to be something you like unless you love Rage, but like, it just I don't know. Like it's just you could do it to anything. Like do it to like some death metal if you're really pissed. I've never done that and I want to. I really do.
Oh my God. What popped into my head was Beyonce's Lemonade. Every song is so mad.
Yes.
She is mad.
She is so mad.
She's so mad.
She's so mad. Oh,
Yeah.
should I share this? I don't know. I guess I will.
Oh wow.
So I have had therapists tell me to completely lose my shit in
Oh.
terms of like an anger situation. And I have actually. So basically the idea is, and I learned this a few years ago, but like go into a place that you're completely safe. So like your bedroom and like on your bed or something like that's the ideal state is like you're not going to hurt yourself. And then if you think like put a timer for like 90 seconds, 2 minutes tops, because this can really affect your like nervous system. And so basically take a pillow or take a series of pillows or whatever you're going to do and make sure the wherever you're living or whatever you're around, like no one's going to hear you. And then just punch the shit out of that pillow as if you are killing someone basically, and like maybe not think of that, but you know what I'm saying, like you're really going like this is like a level of expression of rage that you probably would never feel comfortable doing around anyone. And then stop after. I mean, for me it would be like 30 seconds or 60 seconds, and I would, and there were a few times where I actually told Tyler, I've done it in this house, where I'm like, hey, I need a moment. If you can take Lou for a walk, please don't come back for 15 minutes. I just need a moment. And I do it and it's actually very exhausting for me. I'm sure it's different for everyone, but I do recommend it because it does actually get out. Like you're not there's no editing at all, like of anything. And so it's like you're really punching the shit out of this pillow or whatever you're doing, or like throwing clothing or whatever it is. Like you're not going to hurt yourself. That's the most important thing. And then you also can just like lie there and like breathe and feel the integration of like honoring your anger in a safe place. It's been helpful.
Ooh, I love that. I mean, that is the ultimate vent right there. Like a physical, like just letting it manifest itself. I love that.
Yeah, I would be interested if anyone else would try that. It's not pretty. Like that's the thing. There's nothing pretty about it. Like it's kind of I've only done it a couple times and it's like kind of, but it's also helpful in some ways. Whew. Okay, well, this has been an amazing first episode, Karen. Thank you for doing this with me. Thank you, viewers, for watching. If you're listening on Spotify, you're like, wait, where do I find this? Go to Rebellious Magazine's YouTube page. You will find us right there. We're going to be beautiful in your little thumbnail. It'll be great. Yes. But also, listeners, there's something about our upload player for our audio that for some reason I can't figure out how to put that little drum beat after the podcast. I'm working on it. I'm gonna contact the help desk, but after I
Oh,
say we'll see you next week, that is the end of the episode. So don't be afraid to be like, wait, where's the music? So anyway,
yes.
but yeah. But anywho, well, thanks for listening, everybody, and we will see you next week.